Welcome to the College Admission TV Presidential Podcast. We sit down with passionate leaders in education for their insights in today's world. We are excited to have as our guests Suzy Siegle, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Tom Petz, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer of Walsh College in Troy, Michigan.
I would love to learn about the mentors that helped shape your path.
Sure. Helped shape my path, my journey. You mean to where I'm at? Absolutely. Sure.
Absolutely. And you can start as far back as you want, or wherever you want to start is fine.
All right. Well, I'll give you the highlight because we always talk here at Walsh about the importance of our network, we say ecosystem, right? And there's that incredible physics law of entrainment that says you will entrain, you will synchronize with the dominant folks around you, the mentors, the colleagues, the folks that really influence you. So when I look at the people that I would tell you have had the most influence on my leadership today, it's been the people I spend the most time with and that I listen to as most in my ear. So obviously it will be like, I think about, my team, the folks that are around me, but also I have some mentors I listen to on a daily basis. And so two of them are Ed Milet and Brendan Bouchard. So I'm giving them some free press here. They have an incredible Growth Day app that's amazing. I'm also part of Strategic Coach, Dan Sullivan's group. And that program itself has really helped shape my mind as a business leader and how to lead my team and delegate and time management and the different types. They give you these great hacks that I have just found have moved the needle. I also listen to a lady entrepreneur named Shanda Sumter. She runs Hardcore Business. Tom knows I'll send some of the videos that I listen to with her. So I will tell you, it's been folks that are entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires, not because of the money, although that's great, because of who they had to become in the process. And I will tell you, Tom is one of those, as well as our chief academic officer and so many folks on my team, because they are seeing things, they have a different perspective than I do, and I have blind spots. And I will literally ask them, what am I missing here? How can I do this better? Where did I mess up? So many times I'll say, Tom, I think I made a mistake here. I did this wrong. You say, yep, you did. Here's how you can fix it. And it's just really, it's great, right? Because you don't want people in your ecosystem that are going to just say, oh, you're fine. You can buy into the breakdown. You want them to hold the leadership up for you. So those would be my mentors.
Excellent. And Tom, I'll go ahead and hand the baton to you to answer that same question.
Yeah. So as far as mentors go, when a lot of leaders talk about their mentors, almost none of them that I hear speaking talk about their parents. And I'm very fortunate there to have two really amazing parents. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, but he was a very strong mentor to me and instilled a very strong value set in terms of how do you operate a business? How do you treat people when you are interacting and dealing with problems and all of those kinds of things. And my mom was a very steady balancing force as well in my life, my dad's life as well. And just seeing the interplay between those two individuals had a huge impact on me and how I lead. Another leader that I'm going to mention is a name that not a lot of people maybe have heard of, but Ari Weinswig out of Zingerman's Deli in Ann Arbor. He was one of the first business people that I ever interacted with who had a people approach and a business approach that really strongly resonated with me. And I have done a lot over my leadership career to try and emulate and put into practice a lot of the things that I have learned from him.
Excellent. Excellent. Now, President Siegle, I'm going to take you back to your dissertation. And could you help us understand when you talk about alternative and innovative operating models for higher education, how have you implemented that at Walsh College?
Sure. Yeah, it's a great platform to talk about this on. So I looked at different institutions that were operating with operating models that were different, either the ones that had figured out a different way to operate from tuition, alternative revenue. They were doing something in the innovation and entrepreneurship space. So now at Walsh, I'll tell you, we've probably done this in three separate ways. One is the very campus structure we have here, our physical plant in Troy, Michigan, our beautiful 135,000 square foot, incredible Leeds building. This is gorgeous with a conference center, with a Berry Center. we have businesses incubating here with us. They're renting, they're co-located. We have Imagine Entertainment. Paul Glantz is one of our alums. So they sit upstairs in our beautiful upstairs space. We have the Troy Chamber of Commerce with over 700 companies in and around the Troy and Metro Detroit area. And they're right down the hall. So we have connections and partnerships with those businesses. UTech is another company that we have, a technology services company. So our entire campus with our labs, we have a finance lab, a cyber lab, a vehicle auto lab. We have the creator studio. We've built an entrepreneurial business and technology ecosystem that not only helps us with alternative revenue through rentals, whether it's office and events. We have like 2 events going on now, but also that entrepreneurial business and education collaboration. So that's important. The second way is we're really investing in the future when it comes to AI and machine learning. So many times in life and in business, you'll see a new trend come and you see folks say, oh, I don't know if that's going to work and we should wait. And you have to have that balance of knowing when to be part of it, when to kind of test it out, and when not to let the opportunity go. And because we are business and technology, it fits so well. And the third way is we're really embracing the entrepreneurial and innovative part of our DNA. So Walsh College was founded in 1922, over 100 years ago, by Mervyn Walsh, who was the accountant for Thomas Edison. So Mervyn worked at the Thomas Edison Light Company. Innovation, entrepreneurship, grit, perseverance, those are all in our DNA. And we're launching our Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, complete with technology transfer, as well as a venture fund, University Venture Affiliates, which is going to be a way to really build alternate investment in the venture space for the brain trusts of the faculty, the students, and the alumni. So that's a lot. I know you asked a question about a dissertation, and I just gave you the vision for the next 100+ years, but that is how we're doing this at Walsh College.
I love that. No, I love hearing about Walsh College and the journey that the institution has taken, not just you both individually. Tom, let me ask you a question. So talk to me about the Dream Team and the Epic Center. You know, oftentimes when we hear of Dream Team, and I'm probably going to date myself here a little bit, but I think of the U.S. Olympic basketball team in the 90s. So what does Dream Team mean to you in Walsh College?
Well, Dream Team is really a vision for what we can be for the future. Is we look at different technologies as they come online. The pandemic really has changed a lot of how education gets done. And what we wanted to do was put together a cross-collaborative group of individuals who had a vision for how to leverage technology effectively in the classroom, make the best use of that technology, and really partnering with faculty to make sure that when you make an investment, which, some of these things can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and take years of development, that when the technology gets deployed, it actually gets used. And part of that is understanding the needs of faculty, the needs of students, and making sure that you set up the training systems, that you set up the systems itself to be self-sustaining and easily managed as well, because that's a cost that a lot of institutions don't really consider when they deploy technology. Well, what is it going to take to run this? What is it going to take to sustain this? And we wanted to make sure that we had an embedded ecosystem around this technology so that not only would it be deployed successfully initially, that it would be sustainable for years to come. So as we look at different technologies, Zoom technology, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, we have to be working in tandem with our instructors, our students as well, to make sure that we're on pace and on point with what the market is saying that people are asking for, and really focusing in on that experience. And the only way to do that is to bring people into that and cast vision around it. So the Dream Team was formed around this idea that we're better together. We're going to go farther by working together. And then starting up with this Epic Center idea, that stands for Experimental Prototype for Innovative Classrooms. So it's an acronym that should remind some people of Disney's Epcot Center. And we really kind of had the idea, what would the world look like if Walt Disney had built a classroom? What would be the types of things that he would have had his Imagineers put into that classroom? And, as we look at different technologies, and things like that. What can we do to create experiences in the classroom that go beyond sitting at a desk and watching somebody mark up a whiteboard? What would be immersive? What would be resonant with people that could take what people are learning in the classroom, the theory, the textbook, all of those types of things, and take those things to the next level? So we're excited about that vision and being able to work on that over the next couple of years.
Well, and I know that you have a mix of online programs, traditional programs as well, and you really are meeting students where they are. But can you expand on that? Who are the students that come to Walsh College?
So we've got a number of different audiences that we speak to, but the two primary audiences that we see are first of all people who are looking to upskill. So people who have maybe a bachelor's degree in some discipline, and they've gotten onto the job and they've realized that in order for them to take that next step, they need to further their education. Maybe that's a certificate program, maybe that's professional development, maybe that is a master's degree, doctoral degree. And those are the people that end up in our orbit through marketing efforts, through networking with the various businesses that are around our campus, through events and different things. And, we're not a group of individuals who are too shy to not be at some events ourselves. We are going to these things and talking to people and trying to understand the business climate, what's out there, and how we can best serve, different constituencies. So I would say that there is a heavy focus on that upskill audience, but we also talk to a lot of students who are at community colleges. Walsh is a unique institution that we're not interested in trying to do the freshman and sophomore year. We are completers. We are partners with our community colleges and saying, listen, your best move is, especially from an education and a cost perspective, is to do this at the community colleges where it's most cost effective. And what we're going to do is be your partner and create a smooth transfer experience so that when people come here, they understand that their credits aren't going to be thrown away, that the time that they've spent on their courses that they've had already are going to count toward getting that bachelor's degree, eventually, hopefully a master's degree as well. So that audience there is an audience that I would consider to be deeply ambitious and, very aspirational. And, we strive to be a college of opportunity for everybody who comes in our doors. We want to, we make it easy for people to get in here. And then we spend a lot of time teaching, mentoring, helping students grow in their skills so that when they graduate, they're going to be highly valuable to the business community.
And Suzy, talk to me about the programs that you get excited about, and talk to me about cyber security and the presence that Walsh College has as it relates to those programs in the future.
Sure. So this is actually perfect because Tom will be able to speak, especially into the cybersecurity end. But I will tell you, every program we have excites me because we're both focused, but we're also diverse in the assortment of programs we have. So we have a School of Business and a School of Technology within Walsh College. And in our School of Business are the programs you would see. Accounting, which is our largest program. And that makes sense. That's in our history. That's in our journey to where we are today. In fact, the very first woman accountant who passed the CPA exam in Michigan, Grace Rimmer, was educated through Walsh. So we're very proud of that. And then we have management, marketing, business strategy, economics, finance, the programs that you would see in the business world. We offer a leadership development program that Tom also created and championed, Walsh Leadership Academy, and that helps folks up-level their high-performance leadership skills. Then in our School of Technology, we have our second largest program, Information Technology, Cybersecurity, Automotive Cyber, Quantitative Methods, Data Science, Data Analytics, AI and Machine Learning, Vehicle Cyber, Project Management. So what's great about it, and now we've launched 5 new doctoral programs. Actually, our DBA that's been around for a couple of years won number 1 by Forbes magazine, the top ranked DBA program by Forbes. It was not a pay to play. We didn't even know we were ranked till we found out. It was very exciting. But to have Forbes recognize Walsh College for their doctorate of business, the highest degree you can get in business, is exceptional. And now we've added programs. We have a DBA in accounting. We have a PhD in cybersecurity and technology and AI and machine learning and data science. So we've grown. We're also an NSA Center of Academic Excellence. This means that our programs are validated and recognized by the National Security Agency for aligning with their cyber and defense rubric and curriculum. So we're able to educate folks. They hit the ground running. We have a cyber lab. And what's great is if you're interested in cybersecurity and you want to know how it plays into the business enterprise, Walsh is for you. Because what you learn in the classroom, what you simulate, like we actually simulate the experience of being under attack or losing a server, you actually deliver. And I'm going to have Tom speak a little bit more into that because he teaches in that program and was part of its development. And he knows firsthand what that can do for students that really makes a difference and sets us apart.
Yeah, it's a very hands-on curriculum. And one of the things that we have emphasized throughout our history is a practical hands-on education that is taught by practitioners. So we bring that practitioner experience right into the classroom. We bring in real-world problems, from a cybersecurity perspective. It's very common to have somebody get on the job and the first time they get under attack or something, they freeze. And we want to create as realistic an experience as possible for students so that when I'd rather have them freeze in the classroom than freeze on the job. So what we do is we put them in those situations. Hey, you're under attack. Oh, by the way, you just lost a server, you just lost a workstation, or you lost a key resource that you needed to fix that problem. How are you going to get around that? And it creates a very dynamic learning environment that not only helps students learn the material, learn how to navigate challenges and problems, but it also forces them to work together and rely on their peer networks. They develop deep relationships with their fellow students. And it's been really interesting to see how these students, they maintain the relationships a lot of times outside of the classroom and beyond their graduation point. There's a couple of students groups that I have seen end up at companies. So one person lands a job and they say, hey, I knew this person that I attended class with. They knew their stuff at Walsh. We should bring them on. And we have these pockets of students throughout the area who are all working together, continuing to work together to further their careers and continue all of the education that they had here.
Mm-hmm. So, Suzy, I'll start with you on this one. So talk to us about the relationship that Walsh College has with the business community.
Yeah, very, very strong. In fact, that really is our community, the business community, technology, which is part of business. So in addition to what I shared about the chamber and how we have the Troy Chamber of Commerce, it's so funny you asked this question, Fred, today, because we literally have over, I think it's 50, 75 employers on site today, this afternoon, for our career fair. And it's everything from top accounting firms to top technology firms, to consulting firms, to marketing, to financial services. I think the FBI is here, so it's really amazing how they see us as a feeder for business. But what's really great is because of our student population, and Tom spoke into this so well, our students come to us, they're working adults, they're balancing life and career and family and school and learning and the whole environment. So they're already in that learning journey, that working journey. So every student is an outreach point for us into the company that they're working in. And then we're able to not only connect with that company and say, how can we get more of your folks in our programs? What more can we do? What more can we serve? And we're also able to build programs and build learning around what the market needs, what the world needs, right? So for example, if a company says we really need project management training, and they just did, in fact, we're launching a very large project management certificate program with a company, with an organization, we're able to say, we have a program for you. Or if we need people that say, I need leadership development. I've promoted my high performers as individual contributors, but now they're supervising, they're leading teams, and I need to up level them. And we don't do education. We do this type of business. we're able to provide that. So it's a real synergistic relationship, the best of both worlds. They give us talent, we give them talent and training, and there's this feedback loop. So we know what the world and the market demands, and we're able to deliver that dynamic upskill and learning. And by the way, there's never been a more important time than right now, because AI and machine learning are dominating and really eclipsing a lot of jobs, content marketing, a lot of like different types of admin jobs or different types of project jobs, or even like content creation. So those folks that have the skills, that know how to operate and lead, are going to be the ones that secure their future, and are going to be the ones whose jobs are here for years to come and can pivot and can adjust. So that is why training and development, workforce development, are so important.
And Tom, I'll ask this question of you. So can you talk to us, and Suzy, this could go to you as well, but maybe I'll start with Tom. How do you go about finding top faculty talent, especially for the degrees and the programs that you're talking about? And then the second question tied to that is, how do you make sure that you retain them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that really starts with the hiring process. Obviously, there's a vetting, a training process. Just because somebody's a good teacher doesn't mean they know their subject matter. And then we have the other side of things, where just because somebody is a subject matter expert doesn't make them a good teacher. So what we try and do is we find those individuals. And how do we find them? We find them by talking to people. We find them by going into organizations. We talk to students. We network with people at different events. One of our faculty members actually was recruited on a trip that one of our leaders had. Just ran into somebody serendipitously, started up a conversation, and found out that the person's interests and things of that nature, and the background ended up fitting perfectly with the mission and vision of the school. So having our ears open for opportunities is a huge part of how we recruit faculty. But another part of it too is we have students who come through here. We remember them as bachelor students, as master students, and we go, man, wouldn't it be nice if we could go back and talk to this person and bring them back into our ecosystem? Maybe it starts at tutoring, but then they work their way up and say, you know what, this is a really awesome opportunity. I love working with students. I would love to continue to have the opportunity to pour into and give back to the institution as well through that. But, from a retention standpoint, it matters that you treat people the way that you want to be treated, that faculty feel supported. So when a problem comes up, because things are going to happen with students, and providing them with the support to be able to handle whatever situation comes up professionally, and that the faculty feels supported throughout that process, especially if it's a conflict or something like that they understand that the institution has their back. We're committed to great resolutions of problems, and that they are not going to be left out on an island. We provide them with training. We provide them with engagement opportunities to connect through events, through faculty meetings, through advisory board meetings where we're talking about curriculum and things like that. It's an open invitation that people have to stay connected to the institution. And, through that, and through building relationships with students, we find that we find the right mix of the different skills and attitudes that we're looking for.
And Suzy, I'll ask you this question. So, Tom, you alluded to staying in touch with alumni, especially when you're looking for, specific position openings at the institution. But how are you maximizing the relationships that you have with alumni?
Yes, absolutely. Well, okay. So a couple of things. One is, this is so cool. So of our 33,000 living alumni, and by the way, like 85 to 90% of our students and alumni live and work in the Metro Detroit area. Now, we're a global school. You can take our courses, you can take our programs from anywhere because we're very accessible with online. synchronous technology. We record everything, the lectures, so that students can really participate in that. But I share that because we've really put a foothold in the Metro Detroit area. So that's important for employers. But one way we stay connected is, especially after COVID, is social media. We have a very robust engagement strategy. But of our 33,000 living alumni, about 29,000 are on LinkedIn because of the business and the technology. And that's really the platform that exemplifies that. So we have a tool that we are able to use, Live Alumni, that allows us to communicate, connect, find our alumni, really get some great engagement. But we really look at this as you're with us for the continuum of time. So if a student comes to us, let's say from a community college, and they can do what's called reverse transfer, which is almost like the dual enrollment with high school. So they can be going along in their associate's program, take Walsh College classes, have it reverse transfer into their associates, and they come to us in a much more seamless, tight, and quick process, right? They save time and money. Then they come and they get their undergrad degree. We have a fast track program into our master's, so they can do a dual undergrad and master's in an accelerated time, saving time and money. We have double masters, dual degrees, and then we have a fast track to the doctorate. But throughout that process, there are students, there are alums, there are students again, there are alumni. We're maintaining connectivity. We have a motivation newsletter that goes out every Monday to over 10,000, I think it's 12,000, maybe a little more, of our alumni network, our students, our community. And that's one way that we've engaged. And I can tell you on a weekly basis, I'm interacting with our alumni on LinkedIn. So that's really important. We have career events. We have events on our campus through development, through career services for our alumni. We have student life. So we really want to be intentional that even though our students may not be the residential students of a four-year traditional, because we do the upper division, we still have a robust and engaged student alumni network. A lot of our board members are alums, and they love connecting with our students as well. So we see it as you're a lifelong collaborator and partner with us. So even when you get into your second job, your third job, you might be mid-career. You might be thinking about retiring, but you want to take a class. You want to up level in AI or leadership. We're there for you. There's always something we have to serve.
So this question, I'll point it to Tom, but either one can answer. So how big do you want to get as an institution, and how big can you get?
I love this question. I think we can get as big as we would want to be. And the great thing about this institution is that we are primed for what the market needs in terms of adaptable education that works with your life wherever you're at. We have options that are designed to help you complete your degree, not just start your degree, but a lot of people will they'll handle the recruiting part of it, perfectly. But then when it comes to getting you through the degree program and providing the support you need, that's where things start to fall apart a little bit. So we believe that we are an institution that is designed to scale. We have a systems mindset. We have the right people in place to help us grow and sustain. And I feel like the sky is the limit for the institution, not just because of the personnel, but also how we are structured and how the education that we have can work anytime, anywhere a student might be.
Limitless ambition. Limitless ambition. And I have to say, we did a brand study. We looked at that, and that is what emerged from our students, our alumni, our culture, our campus, our history, our destiny. Limitless ambition. And that's where I see us going. Tom sees us going. Our vision is we could be larger. We can, size matters in this sense, because the more students and alumni we graduate and we educate, the greater our mission is, because our mission is fully realized when our alumni are living it in the world. So I would love everyone to touch Walsh at some point, whether it's a degree, a workshop, a training program, some interaction. We're the best business and technology college in the world. No one else has our history with Thomas Edison, and no one else has our destiny with innovation. And in 5 years or less, my vision is we will be a household name because of the way we are handling and disrupting higher education, finance, innovation, and entrepreneurship. We will be the college of the future today. Tom shared it so well. Our model is really set up for today's student and tomorrow's. We were ahead of the game, even in online learning. Tom was the director of our online learning even before COVID. Over 50% of our classes were taken online. We had every course shell built so that when the pandemic occurred, the adapting wasn't as arduous at our institution as it was at others because there was already an online interaction and presence, right? So I just see that as Walsh is leading the way, lighting up the future, just as it did in the past with Thomas Edison and the light bulb, for what the future of education, business, technology, and innovation will be.
Well, excellent. Well, Suzy Siegle and Tom Petz, I mean, you sum that up beautifully. I really want to thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate a little bit of insight in this brief time that we had about Walsh College, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Brad. It was great to be here.
Yeah, awesome opportunity. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of College Admission TV Presidential Podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll bring you another insightful conversation with a distinguished leader in higher education.